Peace, 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 peace out there. What's up, family? Today we're going to do part two to the series of the Black Inventors. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this is part two to a series I'm going to be doing on Black Inventors. Um, and things, excellent things that our ancestors did that's forgotten about in history, that's not being told, things that's not talked about in the schools, things that's not talked about on social media, on our own media, that we're not showcasing and highlighting the great things that our ancestors did. And a lot of these ancestors they've fallen off into obscurity and they're being forgotten about. And we're totally dishonoring and disrespecting their legacy, the things that they fought for, the sacrifices that they made, so that we can have the opportunities to have that we have today. Wow, yeah, I thought I turned the damn thing off. Um, there's many things that our people went through, and today, you hear people, just we just totally dishonor everything that our ancestors went through, and we don't acknowledge them. Peace, T. Kelly. Yeah, for security to defense. That O'Shea is crazy, man. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Like there's a lot of things that we invented. There's a lot of things that we brought to the table that we contributed to the world. And when people say, like, we had a crack era, we had a heroin era, we was redlining to ghettos, and people say, well, you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and black people were lazy. And I can counter that argument, and I call bullshit. Black people wasn't lazy. Black people created so much stuff that we should have billions of dollars flowing through our communities. There should be a large economic surplus with things that we invented and created that was stolen by the dominant society, and they actually use it to create an economic surplus for them. When you look at the elevator doors, when you look at the elevators today, the electric elevator doors, that was created by a black man. There's elevators and elevator doors in every goddamn building all over the planet. Damn near. We created that. When you think about the refrigerators that's put inside trucks that's used to move around products up and down the highway, a black man created that. A black man created that. When you I can go on. When the first zoologist to discover that actually animals can actually hear, this was a black man, Charles Henry Turner. We're gonna check out this man, right? We're gonna get into so what we're gonna get into some of these inventors and things that they brought to the table, man, that's not being talked about, man, and that's used now, and these products are sold throughout the world, and our people, we're not getting a check from it. Our ancestors created enough for us to benefit today based off the sacrifices and the inventions and things that they were making in these labs. And they did not get their due credit. They did not get the proper economic compensation. And for some reason, I don't see our leaders fighting for this. When you think of the Homestead Act and what these white immigrants got their land grants, all those millions of acres of land and money and government assistance for them to be able to build their communities, our ancestors was already here, and we was in these labs. We created shit that was sold to the greater public in the greater world, and those economics never came back to our people, man. And this is the shit, because I know for a fact that our people is ignorant. We think that we wasn't sticking together, we didn't have anything. That's not true. That's a fucking lie. It's a lie. And there's a lot of things in history that we don't know. So what I'm gonna do with no further shenanigans, I'm gonna share the screen and we're gonna get right into it, because this is going to be probably like a 5-part series. When I'm just going to lay it out for a lot of our ancestors. See, a lot of times everybody knows about George Washington Carver and Lewis Latimer and just the ones that the guys that they teach in school. I'm going to bring to the table some people that maybe some of you may know some of these people, some of you may not know some of these people, because they're not really talked about within the schools. So this is what I'm going to do. Let me share the screen. Oh man. Brother Moses, what's going on, man? I'm gonna send you the link. I'm gonna send you the link after the presentation so you can come in. So you can come in, bro. This lady here, right? Now, how many, if y'all heard of this woman, for those of y'all that's watching right now in the chat, everybody that's watching, if you can, put a 1 in the chat if you heard of this woman. Because this is somebody that's not taught in the schools. They're not going to tell you who she is. This is Mary M Deli. Mary M Deli is best known for the first African-American woman to receive a PhD in chemistry in the United States. Period. This woman, Mary M Deli. How many black leaders mention her? How many of these so-called black conservatives and pro-black people mention this woman? You know, she was one of the forerunners. This woman was born in 1921. She died in 2003. Mary M Deli is best known for being the first not the second, not the third, not the 15th. She was the first African-American woman to receive a PhD in chemistry in the United States. Mary M Deli was born April 16, 1921 in Queens, New York. She was raised in an educational oriented family, and Deli quickly received her BS and MS in chemistry at Queens College in New York University after completing her PhD at Columbia and becoming the first African-American woman to obtain a PhD in chemistry in the United States. Deli sought and conducted research. She died in New York City in October 28, 2003. Background. Future, let's see. Okay, here we go. Future chemist Mary M Deli was born on April 16, 1921 in New York. The pioneer scientist was the first African-American woman to receive a PhD in chemistry in the United States. And her groundbreaking work helped clarify how the human body works. Deli came from a family who believed strongly in the power of education. Her father, Ivan C. Deli, had immigrated from the West Indies as a young man and enrolled at Cornell University to study chemistry. A lack of money blocked his path. However, he was forced to quit college instead returning to New York City, where he found work as a postal clerk. Let me go down to what she actually did. Okay. After graduating from Hunter College, an all-girls institution in New York City, Deli attended Queens University in Flushing, New York, choosing to live at home in order to save money. Deli graduated with honors in 1942, and to get around the fact that she didn't have much money for graduate school, landed work as a lab assistant at her college, as well as a hard-earned fellowship. Both were instrumental in helping her cover the cost in getting to graduate. So this is a woman that, right, when we speak about sci-fi, when we speak about a lot of these independent women, a lot of these women saying women's liberation and the women are able to go out and get these jobs. Guess what, man? Most of this start with her, Mary M Deli. This woman was on the front line. It says Deli didn't waste time in completing her studies. She finished her master's degree in just a year, and then in 1944 enrolled in Columbia University as a doctoral student, aided by her own ambition and intelligence. Deli was further helped by timing. World War II was at its peak, and employers were looking for women to fill the jobs by scores of men who'd been sent overseas. Columbia's chemistry program was led by Dr. Mary J. Caldwell, a renowned scientist who helped blaze new trails for women in chemistry throughout her career. All right, hold on. At Columbia, Deli took to the lab. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Yeah, my bad. All right, yeah. At Columbia, Deli took to the lab to study how body chemicals help digest food. She finished her doctorate unknowing, making history as the first female American to receive the PhD. In 1947, fascinated by the human's body, complicated inner workings, Deli landed a grant in 1948 from the American Cancer Society. This was to start a 7-year research program at the Rockefeller Institute of Medicine, where Deli examined how proteins are constructed in the body. Researcher and activist. In 1955, Deli returned to Columbia, working closely with Dr. Quentin B. Deming on the causes of heart attacks. Their groundbreaking work, which was later relocated to the Albert Einstein College at Medicine and whatever that's Yeshiva University of New York, disclosed the relationship between high cholesterol and clogged arteries. Now, mind you, this is groundbreaking work with a black woman at the head of it. But they're not going to teach you this in school. They're going to teach you, they're going to always show Chicago and all the killings and all the stupid shit that they say that we do. But they're not telling you that in the 50s and the 40s, you had this black woman at the heart of understanding protein, how proteins is constructed in the body. They're studying the causes of heart attack with cholesterol and clogged arteries. This is M Deli. This is a black woman doing this. The work opened up new understandings of how foods and a diet can affect health of the heart and circulatory system. I don't think that y'all understand how important that is. Today when you watch all these so-called Dr. Sabis and Dr. Africas and these doctors at the hospital, the naturopathic doctors, the doctors at the hospitals, and all these different things, right? This black woman was the one all the way back then doing the work to understand the different foods that you eat and what clogs your arteries and how can you get proper heart health with the circulatory system. This was a woman doing this. How come we're not being taught this? See, these are the things that they're not going to teach you because it's good for the psyche. If they teach you who you are and what your people did, then you will see yourself as greater than what you've been conditioned to see yourself as. They're never going to do that. So it's our job to teach this. In addition to her research work at Einstein, Deli also taught biochemistry courses. Recognizing the importance of her own career path, Deli championed efforts to get students of color enrolled in medical schools and graduate science programs. In 1988, she started a scholarship in honor of her father for minority students who want to study science at Queens College. Now I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna go up because I got a lot of people that I want to cover. And I'm gonna save some for part 3. This is M Deli. Wow, we stuck. Listen, I'm in no tech. Don't get blocked on my page. We got to teach the past so that way people can know what we're doing going forward. The majority of our people don't know whether they're coming or going. So you got to teach. You have to teach what's never been taught to our people so they can understand the greatness of themselves. Before they can move forward, they have to know who they are and where they come from. I'm tired of you niggas coming on my page with your nonsense. I'm going to block y'all. Do not come on my page and in my chat room with that bullshit when I'm building with my people. I don't need y'all distraction. Go to somebody else's page that's teaching the future. All right. Right now, we got to teach. We got to teach what's not been told to our people so our people can get an understanding for who we are. Most of our people don't know who we are. We base who we are based off of the nonsense that's been given to us. That's why we produce nothing. And that's why we're not moving into the future. I don't understand some of y'all, man. God damn. Let me move on, man. Oh, man, where I want to go. Here we go. This is Edward Alexander Boucher. I mean, and, you know, don't let nobody tell you about that past shit. Anybody, man, you shut them niggas down. Do not let them tell you that. The majority of us don't even know our past. And that's why we can't move forward. We're stagnated. It's like we're stuck in quicksand because we don't understand our greatness. So we second guess ourselves every time. Yeah. Please handle that for me, Brother Moses, because I don't have the patience for that, man. I'm over here building, man. I don't need that shit, man. All right, this is Edward Alexander Boucher. In 1876, Alexander Boucher became the first African American to earn a doctorate in the United States. So this was the first. This is the first African American period to earn a doctorate in the United States of America. Now, like I told you again, this is not something that they're going to teach you in the schools. This was 1876. Born in 1852 in New Haven, Connecticut, Edward Alexander Boucher graduated valedictorian from Hopkins Grammar School in 1870. The same year he began his studies at Yale University. He completed his bachelor's degree in 1874. Boucher made history 2 years later, becoming the first African American to earn a doctorate in the United States. After earning his doctorate in physics, he taught at the School for Colored Youth in Philadelphia. Philadelphia was like the ground place where a lot of things was. Philadelphia was a place where we talking Absalom Jones, Paul Robeson, Richard Allen, Henry Minton, Du Bois came here. Philadelphia was the first Negro convention in 1831. Philadelphia was a place where it was. Right. So here we go. So here, Boucher made he taught at the School for Young Colored Youth for more than 25 years before he died in 1918. Early life is basically telling you where he was born. It's telling you the same thing. He was the youngest of 4 children. Boucher attended New Haven High School from 1866 to 1868. He continued his education at the Hopkins Grammar School, where he studied mathematics and history in addition to learning Latin and Greek. Boucher graduated valedictorian of his class from Hopkins in 1870. Educational groundbreaker. That fall, Boucher entered Yale College, later renamed Yale University, in pursuit of a bachelor's degree, a remarkable endeavor for the time, as there were few opportunities for African Americans seeking higher education. After graduating from Yale with his bachelor's in 1874, Boucher stayed on for 2 more years and completed his PhD in physics, making him the first African American to earn a doctorate in the United States in 1876. With this accomplishment, Boucher joined a select group of economics. Only a handful of other people had earned the same degree in the country's history by the time. So they try to say that we was stupid. You try to say that we was deaf, dumb, and blind. We was out of our mind. Wait a minute. So I just I got distracted. I gotta stop looking at the chat. My bad. Despite his impressive achievement, Boucher could not land a college professorship due to his race. He instead went to work at the School for Colored Youth in Philadelphia. Another one. For more than 25 years, Boucher taught chemistry and physics at one of the few institutions that offer African Americans a rigorous academic program. But the school changed its direction in 1902 to focus on other vocational training. So hold on, let me go up. Lord, hold on, man. God, damn kids. My bad. All right, let me move on. Let me move on to the next. This brother is sorry, I'm getting distracted a little bit. Right. Medical apartheid on Harriet Washington. Yeah, I read some of it. Let me move on to the next person. Let me get to where am I going? Let's go here. This brother right here is very interesting. And this is why Moses, I get upset, because we should have a lot of economics in our community, but we don't, because a lot of things was taken from us. Now, this man right here, no, not yet. This man, Charles Chappelle, he was born in 1872 and died in 1941. This is something that's not going to be told. This is something that's not going to be taught inside your schools. They're not going to tell you this inside your school. So when people say we should be teaching going forward, the reason why our kids are not looking forward, because the kids, they're not able to look back and see that much greatness. Whenever they tell us about our story, they tell us about us getting killed, freedom fighters getting put in prison, sell out Negroes. They don't really showcase the accomplishment of our people. So here we go. Charles War Chappelle was an African-American engineer and businessman, best known for his award-winning long-distance airplane in 1911 and his tenure as president of the African Union Company from 1913 to 1930. Now, I want y'all to understand something. This man was the one that created the long-distance airplane. So all these airplanes you see flying around, right? Guess who was at the forefront of that? A black man. But if we was taught this, and we knew this, Lawrence Burris and Mimi Dow, would we think of ourselves the way, would we see ourselves the way we see today? No. We would see ourselves as great. When a white man call you a nigga, we'd be like, so what? Nigga, I created that airplane, goddammit. But we don't get it. We don't get it because it was never taught to us. In July 1911, Chappelle presented at the first Industrial Aero Show, a showcase of aircraft and aeronautical technologies in Brooklyn, New York. Chappelle, an architect and engineer by trade, had invented an airplane that was designed to safely travel long distances. With the Wright brothers' flight having taken place less than a decade before, Chappelle's plane was noted for its unique designs and capabilities. The event, which hosted more than 15,000 people over the course of a week, awarded Chappelle with a medal, and his model was exhibited at the United States Aeronautical Reserve headquarters. He was the only African-American to participate. Chappelle's success at the show attracted inventors and business opportunities. Later that year, he helped create the first African-American airplane company and briefly served as its vice president. In December, Chappelle took a position as chief engineer to Alfred C. Sam, who claimed to be the chief of the Akin tribe of Gold Coast, Africa. Sam Akin Trading Company was said to be among the first African-American corporations to do business with their counterparts in the United States. I'm gonna have to look that up. That's the first Sam Akin Trading Company. So look that up, y'all. Sam Akin's Trading Company was said to be the first African corporations to do business with their counterparts in the United States. Chappelle intended to build an electrical systems and railroad. After 4 months, Sam's authority and business knowledge were challenged, and Chappelle returned to the United States. In December 1913, he helped found the African Union Company, a corporation in Ghana that facilitated the trade of African resources such as mahogany and cocoa in the global market. So who said we wasn't doing trade? Who said that we just had our head in our asses back then and we was just trying to integrate with white people? Why isn't this stuff being told to us? Why isn't this stuff being taught to us? See, these are the things that's needed to be taught to our people. I'm in no tech. No disrespect to you, brother, but we got to teach our people our history so that way they know where they're going forward, and they understand the greatness of who we are. We're stuck in a phase of crying about what the white man has done to us. We don't understand our greatness, so we don't move great. We don't think great. We suffer from the Freddy Krueger effect. We don't dream. Keep it down there. Tell them to keep it down up there. Go up there, tell them to keep it down. Yeah, so let's go. The company with Chappelle at its head as president and general manager sought to use its profits to invest in Africa infrastructure and build an industrial school. Chappelle worked in this capacity from 1913 to sometime after 1924 before returning permanently to the United States. He continued to serve as president, however, until the company was disbanded in 1930. In 1922, the company's value was estimated at $3 to $10 million. Y'all know how much money that was worth in 1922? From $3 to $10 million. One potential investor came away with the impression it controlled half of the resources in Gold Coast. Chappelle was born in Ettabon, Georgia in 1872. He grew up in Atlanta before moving to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1877. So I'm going to stop right there. I'll go up. This is a brother that was part of he was part of many things. He was also part in helping build with Africa. He was actually trying to help build the infrastructure within Africa with the money that they was creating, with the economics that they was creating here in the United States. So this is important. This is something this man is somebody that's not going to be told to you in the schools. The majority of our children is not going to know who this man is. Let's see. Let's move on. Hold on a second. Let's move on to the next person. This is one of my favorite guys here. Right. We're stuck in the negative mindset. You're right, man the fuck up. We can't man the fuck up because we stuck with a negative mindset. We don't understand our greatness, and this is why I'm doing this. Because I've been around long enough to know that they are robbing us mentally, psychologically. They are not teaching us our history, the real history of what our people have done. We've been in these labs creating and inventing for a long time, man, and they're not telling it to us. They're not. They're not telling it to us. So this is Dr. Charles Henry Turner. All right, this is Charles Henry Turner, a zoologist and scholar. Now watch this, right? I want y'all to see this. Charles Henry Turner, a zoologist and scholar, was the first person, not the first black man, not the first African American, the first person in the world to discover that insects can hear and alter behavior based on previous experiences. I want y'all to hear this again. This man, Charles Henry Turner, a black zoologist born in 1867, 2 years after slavery. He died in 1923. Charles Henry Turner, a zoologist and scholar, was the first person to discover that insects can hear and alter behavior based on previous experiences. Let me tell y'all something in the chat. Do you know if young black boys would have known this shit? You know how eager they would have went into science class? Waiting, they'd have been chopping at the bit, waiting to get into science because they would have known that they came from a people that was great. They never told us this stuff. They always told us that they always created a secondary mindset for us where we was afraid of science and math. Black boys should always flourish in science and math, but we don't because we're not taught our greatness. We're not taught that we have black men before us discovering stuff that nobody else did before. So the same way you give me basketball and you have me dribbling the basketball when I was a kid thinking I was Isaiah Thomas, if you'd have told me about Charles Henry Turner, I'd have been in a goddamn lab emulating Charles Henry Turner. I'd have been, every time I'd have read a book, I'd have been thinking about Charles Henry Turner. The same way I wanted to be Michael Jordan. They gave you commercials. I want to be like Mike. They gave you rap music, but they didn't give you the greatness of our people. So we didn't emulate these people. And this is why we can't move forward because we don't understand the greatness of what we come from. They're never going to tell you who this man was. Because he did something before the white man did. Coming out of slavery with no knowledge of himself, he still understood this stuff. When he had no knowledge of self, he'd been robbed of a thorough knowledge of self, robbed of his language, not robbed of his culture and everything. But he still was able to discover something before this white man. So what does that say about us as the Negro people in America? We got to understand this. Born in 1867 in Cincinnati, Ohio, Charles Henry Turner was a pioneering African-American scientist and scholar. Amongst his most notable achievements, Turner was the first African-American to receive a PhD in zoology from the University of Chicago, and the first person to discover that insects can hear and alter behavior based off of previous experiences. He died in Chicago in 1923. Pioneer African-American. Oh, okay, hold on. Let's get it. Pioneer. Okay, he was born in 1867 in Ohio. His father worked as a custodian, and his mother was a practical nurse. And the young Turner was actively encouraged to read and learn. Turner excelled at his studies, graduating from Gaines High School in 1886 as class valedictorian. He enrolled at the University of Cincinnati that same year, and in 1887, he wed Linton Troy. The couple later had two sons, Henry and Darwin, before his wife's death in 1895. Turner graduated with a bachelor's degree in biology in 1891 and earned a master's degree from the University of Cincinnati the following year. During his studies, Turner found work as a teacher at a number of schools and had an assistantship at his alma mater from 1891 to 1893. education at Clark College. To help find a teaching position, Turner contacted Booker T. Washington at Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute, later Tuskegee University in Alabama. Some reports indicate that Turner lost out on a position at the institute to George Washington Carver. Well, goddamn. He go to see this is what I'm saying. This is Charles Henry Turner we talking about. He goes to the institution, but they saying that reports say that he lost out to George Washington Carver. Like, come on, man. Like, what was we doing then? Like, we was on our shit. But they create these stories as if we was just bums getting raided, getting killed. Like, come on, man. And this is the stuff that makes me mad. Now, another distinguished African American scientist. Instead, Turner moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where he taught at Clark College, later known as Clark Atlanta University, from 1893 to 1905. In 1907, Turner graduated from the University of Chicago with a PhD in zoology, becoming the first African American to receive the degree from the institution. Shortly after being turned down for a teaching position at the University of Chicago because he was black, Turner moved to St. Louis, Missouri, where he taught at Summer High School in 1922. Here goes trailblazing research. During his career, Turner published more than 70 research papers. He pioneered research techniques in the study of animal behavior and made several important discoveries that achieved our understanding of the natural world. Among his most notable achievement, he was the first to discover that insects could hear and alter behavior based off experience. He showed that insects were capable of learning, illustrating, in two forms of the most research projects that honeybees could see in color and recognize patterns. He conducted some of these experiments while working at Summer without the benefit of research assistants in laboratory fucking space. Come on, man. This is the stuff. This is the stuff that's important, man. Like we did all this stuff with limited resources. We did all this stuff in limited resources. In 1922, Turner moved to Chicago, Illinois, to live with his son Darwin. He died there on February 14th, 1923. His last scientific paper was published the year after his death, in which he explored a method on conducting field research on freshwater invertebrates. So I'll finish there and I'll go back up to this great ancestor, man, Charles Henry Turner, man. That we should. These are the people that for my people in the chat room that we should be emulating. Vonda Harris, Penny Sparks. What's going on? Who that? TK Live Show. I got my brother Moses Sci-Fi, brother Rob. These are the people that we should be emulating. That we should be speaking about all the time. Not the rappers and the entertainers. We should be emulating these people, these great ancestors, man. And the road that they plowed for us, the information that they left, man. This is very important. Let's see. Let's who we want to go to next. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Let's go here. Let's go to. What the heck you got on your face? Let's go to John Wesley Gilbert. This is John Wesley Gilbert. This is the first African American archaeologist. Okay. Now, hold on a second. Yeah. Okay. John Wesley Gilbert was a classical scholar who was the first African American archaeologist. Gilbert discovered the ancient Greek city Eritrea and produced the first map of the ancient structure. He was also the first graduate of Payne College and the first African American professor of the school and the first African American to receive a master's degree from Brown University. So they said that Gilbert discovered the ancient Greek city Eritrea and produced the first map of the ancient structure. Gilbert was born to enslaved parents in Georgia on July 6, 1864. After the Civil War and the abolition of of the Maafa slavery. He completed his primary and secondary education as well as working as a farmhand. In 1884, he was accepted to Payne College, where he studied for 2 years before transferring to the junior class of Brown University in 1886 after the president of Payne offered to fund the transfer. Gilbert had a particular interest in ancient languages, and while at Brown, he received a scholarship to attend the American School of Classic in Athens, Greece. He was the first African American to attend that school, and during his time there, he was bestowed an award of excellence in Greek. Participating in archaeological excavations throughout Greece, he discovered Eritrea. Ancient pillars, gates, and walls. He traced the walls, located the structures, towers, and then worked with his team to produce the map of ancient Eritrea. So we have a black man that was actually doing archaeological work and discovering cities and producing maps. So how many, for y'all in the chat room that's watching now, how many of your black boys is emulating this man? Instead of emulating Drake, instead of emulating Migos, how many of our boys is emulating this great ancestor? See, when please don't stop paying. Right, I agree. But see, this is the thing. I'm in no tech. When I teach the kids this is going to make the kids want to get up and teach. So that way, when you're the one teaching the kids going forward, so I'm teaching the kids, I'm jump starting these kids and letting them know who they are. So when you come to teach them, they'll be ready to receive you. Instead of you being in the room trying to teach the kids this new technology, they listening to Migos. But if you teach these kids are who they are and where they came from, they'll be more apt to accept this. That's why I'm laying out the way that when I was a kid, they had me emulating Dominique Wilkins. They had me emulating Mike Tyson. They had me emulating all the things that really meant nothing. But the greatness that our ancestors was doing as far as technologies and things of that time, we wasn't emulating these people. We didn't even know who they were. And that was done systematically on purpose. Because if you'd have had young black boys emulating these people, God damn, the white man would have been in trouble. Because look at all the stuff we did with the limited resources. Imagine they would have taught it and we was able to do it with the resources that we got now. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. These experiences led Gilbert to pursue a master's degree in archaeology. He received a bachelor's degree from Brown in 1888, where his thesis, The Demes of Attica, focused on the villages of Attica. In 1889, he married, man, these names, man, O'Skeller, whatever, K. Pleasant, a graduate from Fisk University and Payne College. Together, they had 4 children. In 1891, after becoming the first African-American to receive a master's from Brown, he returned to Augusta, Georgia, and began to teach the Greek language in English at his former high school. Now, see, this man was an archaeologist that discovered cities and created maps. He should have been rich. All the things that I'm showing you, I'm trying to tell you that our people created things where we should have had an economic surplus for our people, but we was dealing with racism at the time. And throughout all the great things that we had, we still had to go through racism. We still was treated like boys. We still didn't have any power. And these are the things that I need people to understand. So our people wasn't just trying to integrate. That's a goddamn lie. Don't believe that. Our people was creating things for our communities where we can keep it in our communities, but things was being forced from us, taken from us, and we was forced. These are the things that happened that forced us to have to integrate. Now let's go. Throughout the early 20th century, Gilbert focused much of his time on improving the status of African Americans, especially regarding quality and access to education. Now I want y'all to see the underlying things that I've been reading since I started this live stream. Each one of these African Americans that actually made it out and didn't have a slave mentality, when they got educated, all of them reached back to their communities to help their people. None of them said, fuck the community, fuck them niggas, I'm not doing this. You're not seeing none of these stories. They all went back home to teach their people. You know what I mean? You know, so we have to understand who we are, where we come from in order to understand current trends that's going on now. Because if you don't teach a person, see the whites, let me tell you something about white kids. White kids don't have to learn who they are. White kids are constantly being bombarded with who they are from the time they exited the womb. They're taught white supremacy inside the schools. Santa Claus is white. Jesus is white. All the inventors is white. Anything associated with greatness is white. When you're a child of color, you never see yourself written into you never see yourself through the lens of greatness because they don't give you these stories. So before we can move forward, we got to teach our kids what was never taught to them. We have to. Let's see, let's go down. His most enduring contributions may be as a teacher and preacher in the South, where his students and the community benefited from his scholarships and lectures. Gilbert is said to have influenced another prominent African-American from Augusta, John Hope, the first black president of Morehouse College. My man Moses appreciate that. John Hope, the first black president of Morehouse College and one of the founding members of the Niagara movement. In 1941, the city of Augusta built a low-income housing complex across the street from Payne College in honor of Gilbert. The complex was named Gilbert Manor. And the sad part is the majority of these housing complexes across America is named after some of these great people, but they became crack infested and beat up, like Richard Allen projects. People don't understand the greatness and the importance of Richard Allen. And in Philadelphia, they only associate Richard Allen with the goddamn projects. This is what they've done to us. So let's move on. Where I'm going. Okay, here we go. I actually like this one. This is Miles Alexander. Hold on. Cynthia in the chat. Oh man, let's go. All right. Peace, Sister Chantel. Peace, TK Live. Miss Red. All right, let's go. All right, Miles Alexander, 1838 to 1918. Born in Circleville, Ohio, to Michael Miles and Mary Pompey. Alexander Miles is the 19th century African-American inventor known best for patenting his designs for improving the automatically opening, closing elevator doors. Like, look at this shit. How many fucking I got my brother-in-law sitting next to me, right? How many fucking elevators is it? Electric elevators is it in the world, you think?
Millions.
So this man created the fucking automatically opening, closing elevator doors. Why don't the black community? Why? How much money should his family be worth?
Millions.
Quadrillions.
Right.
He invented the shit, right?
Right.
Oh, okay. That's not a white guy, right? You can see the picture, right?
I can see the picture.
That's not a white guy.
Not at all.
Okay. Did you learn this in school?
Nope.
So every time you get on the elevator and you push that button and the doors open, you get on, you push your number, you push that button and the doors close. We know a black man made that. So was we taught that?
Nope.
Okay. Here we go. The patent was issued on October 11th, 1887. U.S. patent 371,207. So y'all can write that down for those of y'all that's really interested in this information. U.S. patent 371,207. Miles moved to Wyoming, Minnesota in 1870, and there he met his future wife, Candace J. Dunlap, from New York City, New York. In 1879, Miles relocated his family to Dunlap, Minnesota, shortly after the birth of their daughter, Grace. Let's see. Let me scroll down so I can get to where he actually after Miles and his family settled in Dunlap, Minnesota, he began operating a barbershop in the four-story St. Louis hotel. By using his earnings to purchase a real estate office, Miles became the first African-American member of Dunlap Chamber of Commerce. In 1884, he erected a three-story brownstone building in Dunlop, transforming the surrounding area to Miles Block. Shortly after, he began developing his concept to improve the function of the elevator door. Despite John Meeker's patent invention for the first automatic elevator door system, U.S. Patent 147,853 in 1874, many elevators still required the doors and the shaft to be manually open and closed. See, they created some bullshit. They created some shit where you had to use your hand. But here come the brother, just being discriminated against, right? Because they're dealing with overt racism, being excluded out of stuff, right? So he's dealing with all that mentally, but we still had the mind to create this shit. So just look at all the stuff that we did based off the circumstances that we was going through. Imagine what we can do today. Imagine the things that we can do today with the opportunities that we have today when we get Freddy Krueger out of our minds. Peace, struggle zone. When we get Freddy Krueger out of our minds. Imagine the great things that we can achieve today. Now, it says Miles became concerned with the dangerous risks associated with elevators once he noticed the shaft door left open during a ride with his young daughter. Well, that'd be enough to make you start inventing shit. Right. Due to people forgetting to close the shaft door before utilizing the elevator, there were many reported incidents of people falling into the shafts. Damn. Watch this. Although Meeker received the first patent, it was Miles' innovation that made the electric powered elevator doors widely accepted around the fucking world. See, y'all need to understand. You guys need to understand just how important that was. Today, the influence of his patent is present in modern designs of elevator systems in which automatic doors are a standard feature. That's our imprint. That's the North American Negroes imprint. That's us. Not Chicago niggas killing each other. Not the fucking crack era that they show us. No. Our brother Alexander Miles. Our accomplishments. In 1899, Miles and his family relocated to Chicago, Illinois, where he founded the United Brotherhood, a life insurance company where he sold life insurance primarily to African Americans who usually could not get coverage from white old firms. This is another brother that went back and gave back to his people. He didn't say fuck the community. He didn't say fuck them Negroes. He went back and gave back to his community. Yeah. It's probably African American. Due to Chicago's economic challenges, at the time, Miles and his family relocated once again to Seattle, Washington, partly because of the success of his invention. Miles was known to be the wealthiest African American in the Pacific West region. By the time of his death, May 7, 1948, in 2007, he was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. I said Hall of Fame. National Inventors Hall of Fame. So this is Alexander Miles. Y'all can look this brother up. I think I'm gonna do 3 more before I start dropping the links. I'm gonna do 3 more. I'm gonna save some for the next one. We're gonna go to let's go. You know what? Hold on for a second. Hold on. I'm gonna do this brother last. Let's go here. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do 3. So I'm gonna do this brother. I'm gonna do a brother over here, and then I'm gonna do all right. Let's do this. Let's do this. See, because we can have a hold on. Let's set it up. Okay, this is a brother. Hold on a second. This brother here is Richard Spikes. Okay, Richard Bowie Spikes was a prolific inventor with more than a dozen patents to his name, primarily interested in automobile mechanics. Spikes also sought to improve operations of, now watch this shit that he made. Spikes also sought to improve the operations of items vary as barber chairs and trolley cars. Professionally, he worked as a mechanic, a saloon keeper, and a barber. Occupations that likely influenced his many later inventions. Born to Monroe and Medora Spikes, October 2nd, 1878, Spikes came from a large family of at least six siblings. His younger brother, Benjamin Franklin Spikes, known as Red, would go on to become a well-known jazz musician. The 1880 census lists his birthplace as Texas, though in later years, Spikes would report the location as actually being in Indian territory, later the state of Oklahoma. In 1900, Spikes married Lula B. Charlton. The couple had one son in 1902. During the early 1900s, the family moved often, living in Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona before settling in California. On April 9th, 1907, while living in Bisbee, Arizona, Spikes patented a beer tapper. So this was the one he made, the beer tapper. Okay. Now, how many beer tappers are all over the goddamn planet, right? Okay. So he patented the beer tapper. The beer tapper. U.S. patent 850,070. Connected to the keg, the tap used tubbing to ease the release of beer from the barrel while also improving freshness over time. This technology is still used today. Okay. So when they say that we didn't do anything, we didn't create anything, we got crack infested communities. Why? Now I'm showing the chat room. I'm showing my brother-in-law the things that we was bringing to the table that actually is generating billions of dollars throughout the fucking world. Where is our check? Why do we have to have 3 civil rights bills passed? Why? Why do we even have to have that bill passed in 64 when way before 64 we had our ancestors already creating shit? So when they say pull yourself up by your bootstraps, I say bullshit. Our people was already laying down the groundwork. It's like I got my son. My son right now that's 10 years old. My job is to set provisions up for him. My job is to provide groundwork for him that he can step into and become greater than what I left him. Our ancestors has left us all of this stuff, and they took it, and they made sure that we didn't have any knowledge of this. They made sure that we had no knowledge of this, family, and this is why George Macon is doing this, because you're not going to get it nowhere else on the black platforms. They're not going to teach this. Our people are not teaching it. We too busy beating each other up and being ratchet. We too busy trying to one up each other. So let's get this. Spike's next invention was a self-locking. Wait a minute. Spike's next invention was a self-locking rack for billiard cues. He received a patent on October 11, 1910. U.S. patent 972,277. While living in Albuquerque, New Mexico, a decade later on December 14, 1920, Spikes now resided in Fort Bragg, California, successfully patented a trolley pole arrestor. What the hell is that?
A trolley pole?
Yeah, trolley pole arrestor.
Look,
the joint that you hold on to?
Yeah.
U.S. patent.
You know what I'm saying? You're moving all over.
Yeah, U.S. patent 1,362,197. According to patent applications, Spike's device would automatically pull. All right, let's see. Spike's device will automatically pull down the pole when the circuit is broken to prevent the breaking of the trolley wire and and the injury to the pole. That's the wires that go up on the pole that they got when you driving the trolley and they go up on the thing. He created that shit that make the trolleys move.
Right.
Man, come on, man. Oh man.
It's crazy.
Over the next 40 years, Spikes would patent at least 7 more items, including the brake testing machine in 1921. U.S. patent 1,441,383. A phonograph, a pantograph for conveying electrical currents for trolley wires. God damn, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, we live here in Philadelphia, so every time you look at the trolley, you're gonna think about this brother here.
Right.
Every time so if y'all live in San Francisco area or Chicago or any areas where you see a goddamn trolley, I want you to think of this brother, Richard Spikes, top boss. When you see that trolley driving, you think of this black man, Richard Spikes, God damn it. Struggle Zone. You think of Richard Spikes, God damn it. That's who you think of when you see these trolleys. Not some shit some white man did because they done lied to us.
Right.
They done told us some bullshit. We've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, and led astray, man. Let's see where I'm at. Now, let's keep going. So that was his in 1923, U.S. patent 1,461,988. A combination, and then he did a combination milk bottle opener and cover in 1926, U.S. patent 1,590,557. A device to obtain average samples and temperatures of tank liquids for automobile and industry. In 1931, U.S. patent number 1,828,753. An improved gear shift transmission system. Come on, man. Like, goddamn, like, what was he? He just lived in the lab. But I mean, so this was 1931. Man, I mean, what they said in 1931, we was going through Jim Crow and getting hung.
Right.
We was marching, we should overcome. They showed 1931. I mean, they talking about the Scottsboro boys and those areas that time. We was just getting our asses whipped. We was being redlined to ghettos. We was being unfairly treated in the North. In 1931, that's what they told us. But you got this black man right here. He creating every goddamn thing. An improved gear shift for transmission systems. In 1932, U.S. patent 1,889,814. So you get in that goddamn car and you go from park to reverse to neutral to drive. You think of this goddamn man. That's who you think of. A horizontally swinging barbershop chair. In 1950, U.S. patent 2,517,936. And finally, an automatic brake safety system. What the
He built the whole car.
He built the whole fucking car. In 1962, U.S. patent 3,015,522 at the age of 84. Of all these innovations, the best known are those related to the automotive technology. Spike's gear shifting device aimed to keep the gears from various speeds and constant mesh, enhancing the turn of the century innovation to automatic transmissions. You motherfucker, these motherfuckers, man, this is crazy. I don't think the people in the chat room just understand the significance of this man and what, man. Oh man. You know, let's
I can't drive a stick at all.
You said you can't drive a stick. Yeah, so let me go back up to the top. Let me just go here. Spikes was also widely credited with patenting the automobile signaling system. Look at this, right, Raymond? Your fucking signals, your car signals. He made that shit too. So we just gonna put the fucking. He just made the car. Right. Spikes was also widely credited with patenting the automobile signaling system, turn signal. In the early 1910s, though a patented record has yet to be located at this time, the system was installed as a peace arrow motor car. Spikes died on January 22nd, 1965 in Los Angeles at the age of 86.
86?
Yeah, 86 years old. So let's acknowledge this king right here, man. This brother, man. Let's make sure you put him up there, man. And brothers that's bringing stuff to the table. He should have been one of the main staples in Black history. But hey, brother, I agree. But most people don't even know who this brother is. And the thing is, I knew who the brother was, but I didn't even know he did all this. He made the fucking car, the fucking gear shifter, the guy. The guy, when you think of the trolleys, they said a white woman invented the hot comb. Right. We know a white woman ain't invent that goddamn hot comb. Right. Henry Ford was a goddamn thug. You said I wasn't making no. You said I wasn't making no noise. T. Will, what do you mean by that? I wasn't making no noise. Where my moderators at, man? You said I wasn't making no noise, huh? Yeah. All right. Let's go. We got two more. We got two more. Two more. Let's go here real quick. Because I'm coming back with part 3 to the series. I got a whole bunch. Right. Moses, when we finish, I'm gonna drop the link so you can come in. Because I want us to build on that. Yeah. Henry Ford was definitely the real Pookie. I could do a whole thing on Henry Ford. Look up C.R. Patterson, man. Henry Ford was a fucking thief and a liar and a racist and a supporter of Hitler, where he got the Golden Eagle, and he was a part of the Eugenics Society. All right, let's go here. Frederick McKinley Jones. Boy, them names back in the day, right? Frederick McKinley Jones. That's some shit. That's some highly astute black shit. He got a suit on. I'm Frederick McKinley Jones. Frederick McKinley Jones was a prolific early 20th century black inventor who helped revolutionize both the cinema and refrigerating industries. Over his lifetime, he patented more than 60 inventions and divergent fields, with 40 of those patents in refrigeration. He is best known for inventing the first order. Watch this, Raymond. This brother right here. Look what he did. He is best known for inventing the first automatic refrigerating system for trucks. So when you see all these freezer trucks running around, right? Where our money at? Right. I just want to know in the chat. Where's our check? He is the first known for inventing. He is best known for inventing the first automatic refrigerating system for trucks. So how do they get all your milks and all that type of shit around, your cheese and all that shit around to different places, man? Ice, every goddamn thing. Upon leaving the rectory, Jones began working as a mechanic helper for the R.C. Crowther's garage in Cincinnati. Jones would spend much of his time observing the mechanics as they worked on cars, taking in as much information as possible. So he just watching shit on the side
and putting things together.
These observations, along with an insatiable appetite for learning through reading, helped Jones develop an incredible base of knowledge of automobiles and their inner workings. Within 3 years, his skill and love for cars had netted him a promotion to shop foreman. By 19, he's a fucking kid. Right. And then he came back. Mm-hmm. By 19, he had built and driven several cars in racing exhibitions and soon became one of the most well-known racers on the Great Lakes. During World War I, Jones was a sergeant in the U.S. Army and served in France as an electrician. While serving, he rewired his camp for electricity, telephone, and telegraph service. Come on, man. So
they've been able to get in touch with.
So they can't get none of that shit. But hold on, right? They discriminating like a motherfucker against blacks, right? We had to be in a whole different bunker. Ain't no white man. Damn. Man, of course. Ain't no white man do this shit. We did it. Right. We did this. So some black dude went in there and rewired the whole shit, right? Come on, man. I thought we was stupid, though. We couldn't read. He said, where's the answer, Cyril, the biggest company you never heard of? Right. The fools you say, ice house. Right. Ice houses. Big ass blocks to transport milk and produce. Until we came on the scene, I'm in no tech. Until we came on the scene with our technology. Now watch this, right? It says, I want to read that one part again. It says, while serving, he rewired his camp for electricity. He rewired his camp for electricity, telephone, and telegraph service. In 1919, after being discharged from the Army, he moved to Holland, Minnesota, where he began to study of electronics, eventually building a transmitter for a local radio station to make ends meet. Why is he broke? That's what I'm saying. Like, to make ends meet. He's just building shit for white folks. They ain't paying him a goddamn thing, though. They taking all the credit. To make ends meet, Jones often aided local doctors by driving them around. Now he's driving Miss Daisy. All this fucking knowledge, wealth of knowledge. His job is to drive white folks around. Jones often aided local doctors by driving them around for house calls during the winter season. When navigation through the snow proved difficult, Jones, come on, man. Jones attached skis to the undercarriage of an old airplane body and attached an airplane propeller to the motor. He was soon whisking doctors down at high speeds to his new snow machine.
So he made a snowmobile.
He made a fucking snow machine. Hey man, they got me here tripping tonight, man, because I'm just saying, man, like, damn, man, like, that's why they always call me Angry George, because I love my people, man. Like, I love black people. Like, I know we was the shit and we still the shit. They can't fuck with us. They never could fuck with us, and they know it. That's why they spend millions of dollars a year not teaching you who you are, because they don't want young black boys to know this shit. If young black boys, if my son was taught this shit from the time he was born, when it's time for him to get in science class, he can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Because they teach he like, God,
engineering.
Man, yeah, we're gonna do great. We're gonna excel. If you download this into the minds, this just said, during the winter, when navigating through the snow proved difficult, Jones attached skis to the undercarriage of an old airplane body and attached an airplane propeller to a motor. He was soon whisking doctors around at high speeds in his new snow machine. Over the next few years, he would invent more and more innovative machines. When one of the doctors he worked with complained that he had to wait for patients to come into his office for X-ray exams, Jones created the portable X-ray machine that could be taken that could be taken to the patient. So watch this, chat room. White man said, "Black man, I need some help." Black man said, "Master, I got you. Don't worry about it." He going to create some shit and then give it to him. Man, if there's a God, if this really a God in the sky, Raymond, he better come on down and help us, man, because we in fucking trouble, man. God dang. I'm here with my brother-in-law. We in here reading this stuff, tripping, man. Right, Miss Red. You gonna tell every fucking body. And he made that, Miss Red, just on a whim, just thinking like, fuck it, I'm gonna go create this shit so I can take Master down the block. So then Master said, "Hey brother, I need some help. I need to take a portable X-ray machine." He said, "Give me 24 hours. I got you." So he go and create a portable X-ray machine. So so y'all ain't gonna get this nowhere else, man. Unfortunately, like many of his early inventions, Jones never thought to apply for a patent. And this is what they did to us. See, this brother was just so much of a loving and giving brother. We didn't have that mentality. Like, we did it for the love of things. The devil want the money. So he gonna take advantage of it. He know you created it, but he gonna take your shit, patent it, and then make money off of it and don't give you nothing. But this is the nature of our people. We too forgiving and we too loving. Now, let me get one of them drinks, please. I think I finished all mine. All right, now let's go. He watched helplessly as other men made fortunes off of their versions of the same device. Impervious Jones began new projects, including watch this though. Watch how resilient this man is, including the radio transmitter, a personal radio sets, and eventually a motion pictures device. In 1927, Joseph Numero, the head of the Ultraphone sound systems, hired Jones as an electrical engineer. Numero's company made sound equipment that was used as movie houses throughout the Midwest. Always the innovator. Here we go. Always the innovator. Jones converted silent movie projectors into talking projectors by using scrap metal for parts. In addition, he devised ways to stabilize and improve the picture quality. So those fucking movie projectors, family, he the ones that made the better picture quality. Right. He did this shit. After he invented all this shit and white folks stole it, he said, all right, well, fuck it. Let me get back to the lab and make some new shit.
Scrap.
with scraps. So, all right, let's go. Because we didn't get to the freezer part yet. In 1939, Jones invented and received a patent for an automatic ticket dispensing machine to be used in fucking movie theaters. He later sold the patent rights to RCA. Eventually, Numero and Jones formed a partnership called the U.S. Of course, they want to partner with your black ass. Called the U.S. Thermal Control Company with Jones as vice president. Wait a minute. We did a partnership. Why the fuck am I the vice president? We partners. See, this is what they was doing to us, man. We hire a vice president. We fucking partners. Get the rebound, man. All right, let's see. He was given the task of developing a device that would allow large trucks to transport perishable products without spoiling. Jones set to work. Jones set to work and his automatic refrigerator system. The Thermo King was born. Eventually, he modified the original design so it could be outfitted for trains, boats, and ships. So now, I have my brother-in-law sitting in here, right? Now, I got to ask you. On ships, they got fucking freezers, right? They got freezers on trucks, right? They got freezers on airplanes, right? So now, whenever y'all see a truck, with freezers in it, airplanes, I want you to think of the great things that your ancestors built. Stop giving all the credit to white folks. I want you to understand the greatness that you come from, who you are, and why they stole you in the first place. Stealing us was the greatest thing they ever did. We was the gold. We was the platinum. Our black bodies, our black minds. We built it. We built this country where they had 400 years of free labor. When they freed us, we created every goddamn thing that they stole in order for them to continue to make money. Stealing us was the greatest thing that they ever did. And they made sure that you would never have a thorough knowledge of self, because if they ever told you who you was, we created this shit under hostile territory. When we was niggas, they was hanging us. We couldn't get jobs in certain companies, and we still was achieving these great feats. So imagine what we can do today, family, if we only understood and knew who we were. This is why I'm doing this. I pray that everybody share this video, put it up on your pages, put it up on Facebook, put it up anywhere you can, on Twitter, anywhere you can put it. Share this video everywhere. It's important that our children understand these things. Our children need to know the importance of these men and these women. Share it everywhere. Share this video everywhere. Take it off my page and put it up everywhere you can put it. Yeah. You got it. All right, look, so this is what he did. So the Thermo King transformed. Now watch this, y'all. The Thermo King transformed the shipping and grocery business. Grocery chains were now able to import and export products that previously could only have been shipped in canned goods. As a result, the frozen food industry was born. Right. The frozen food industry was born off of a North American Negro. So when you in the supermarket and you go in the frozen food department and you open that goddamn freezer, I want you to think about your people. That's what I want you to think about, goddammit. Your people. Fuck basketball wives and the goddamn NFL and all this shit. I want you to think about when you in that goddamn supermarket, what your people did. When these goddamn crackers is calling us lazy, saying we ain't built shit, we built every goddamn thing. Everything that they benefiting of and that they stole. Most of us have never noticed when we running off at the goddamn mouth, beating each other up, selling each other out. I'm tired of these niggas killing each other. Fuck the black community. You don't understand the greatness that you come from and what our people did. As a result, the frozen food industry was born. For the first time, customers can enjoy fresh foods from around the globe as the U.S. Thermo became a multi-million-dollar company. During World War II, a need for a unit storing blood serum for transfusion and medicines led Jones to further refrigeration research. For this, he created an air conditioning unit for military field hospitals and a refrigerator for military field kitchens. As a result, many lives were saved. White folks owe us their fucking lives. When they see us, they should nod their heads and say thank you. They should never be allowed to call you a nigger when you know who you are. Never. They should be afraid. They should cross the street when they see you for guilt for what they did to you and all the things that we've given to these people. But when you don't know who you are, you seek their acceptance. And they looking at you like you're crazy because they know who you are more than you know yourself. And this is why we continue to suffer. I'm giving you facts on what we brought to the table. Oh man. A modified form of this device is still in use today. In 1944, Jones became the first African American to be elected in the American Society of Refrigeration Engineers. During the 1950s, he was a consultant to the U.S. Department of Defense and the U.S. Bureau of Standards. So I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna go to this one last person. So this is I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you something. Up until probably a month ago, Raymond, I didn't even know who this brother was. I knew who this brother was, and I fell in love with this elder here. Like, God damn. And I was reading so much, and I'm like, damn. Like, you know how you say somebody say damn? I said damn like 10 times. I'm like, damn. Like, what the hell? I've never heard nobody mention him. He died in 1961. Frederick McKinley Jones. Frederick McKinley Jones. Damn right. So let's go down to the last person for the day. I think in two more days, right, minorities need to learn calculus and improve their test scores. Well, what we need to do, we need to know who we are, Jose M. Once we know who we are and the greatness of where we come from, when I'm teaching this stuff, man, all that stuff will come right back to you, man. We was born with that innate ability, man. We know this stuff, man. We knew this stuff, man, before they even taught it to us. We could just look over their shoulder, man, and just learn that shit and just do it. Man, we are the special people, man. We triumph all the time. Right. I understand struggles on. I get what you're saying, bro. All right. So I want y'all to take this man's name down. Teach this stuff to your sons and daughters. Share this page. Teach this stuff to your sons and daughters, man. All right, here go my bro here. Let's go here. This is Sting. This young distinguished handsome man here. Saint Elmo. Look at that name, Saint Elmo Bradley. Look at the suit, Saint Elmo Bradley. Now. Okay, St. Elmo Bradley. This was the first African American to earn a PhD in America in the field of chemistry. Well, in the world. I want you to understand something. This man here was the first African American to earn a PhD in the field of chemistry. St. Elmo Bradley. He was born in Louisville, Kentucky in 1884. When he graduated his graduate studies at the University of Illinois in 1916, the eldest child of Thomas and Celesta Bradley, St. Elmo had two younger sisters, Fedora and man, I don't know what that name is. Mazunder. Brady studied chemistry at Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee, and earned his BS degree in 1908. After graduation, he accepted a facility position at Tuskegee Normal and Industrial Institute, known as Tuskegee University, and was mentioned by George Washington Carver and Booker T. Washington, president of Tuskegee. He began graduate studies in the Department of Chemistry at the University of Illinois in 1912, earning his MS degree in 1914 and completing his doctorate in 1916. As a graduate student at Illinois, Brady's research focused on characterization of organic acids. Brady eventually published three abstracts focused on his graduate work in Science, a prestigious peer-reviewed journal. After completing his doctorate, Brady returned to Tuskegee and continued teaching until 1920. He also served as chair and facility of the Department of Chemistry at Howard University and Fisk University. Regarding his scholarly achievements, Brady continued collaborative work at the University of Illinois and established a facility training program focused on the technique known as infrared spectrography, which is used to identify various components and compounds. Moreover, he later published an article focused on the synthesis of the halogen compound with Dr. Samuel Massey, the first African American to join the faculty at the U.S. Navy Academy. Brady's work was important because there was a significant interest in halogen compounds being used as insecticides at the time. Samuel Massey, who went to work on the Manhattan Project in World War II, was one of several students that Brady mentored while teaching at Fisk University, thus encouraging African Americans to pursue careers in chemical sciences. Although Brady officially retired from teaching in 1952, he took a position at Tougaloo College outside Jackson, Mississippi, to help develop the chemistry department and recruit faculty. Brady married Myrtle Chavers, and they had two sons, Robert and St. Elmo Bradley Jr., who worked as a physician. St. Elmo Bradley died on Christmas Day, 1966, in Washington at 82. Turn it off. So he was the first. This brother right here was the first African American in the world to earn a PhD in the field of chemistry. He was the first. So when you think of science, when you think of science in the United States, you think of this man here. You think of St. Elmo Bradley. He was the first one to put it down, family. Right. Jose, you said it's the first time you've seen this, and they're not going to, and it's a shame because a lot of our people is not going to, we're not going to get it. So this is St. Elmo Bradley. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recap real quick before I bring my brother Moses in. We got I told you guys about St. Elmo Bradley. This is the first African American to earn a PhD in chemistry. Period. So when you think of science, you think of this brother here. You think of this handsome brother here, St. Elmo Bradley. We covered Frederick McKinley Jones. This man created the goddamn freezer. You want to put it? He created so much stuff I damn near forgot. He made the for the movie projection pictures better. He created better transmitters for your radio. So this is Frederick McKinley Jones. Then we got Miles Alexander. This man created he patented the elevator doors that you see all around the world. Miles Alexander. I like to see young black kids get inspired and get into math and science fields. I agree, Jose M. And this is why I'm doing this. And this is why I'm going to continue to do this on my page. I'm going to showcase black greatness and black excellence every chance that I get to counteract the bullshit that we got on YouTube. So this brother, so when you think of that, whenever you get on the elevator, TK Live, think of this brother here, Miles Alexander. I covered this brother here. This is the first black archaeologist, John Wesley Gilbert, the first black archaeologist. All right. The first African-American archaeologist. So when they talk about archaeology work, and black people was talking about archaeologists, if they don't mention this man first, they're fucking frauds. Thomas. All right. Let's
Yeah.
Okay, I did Charles Chappelle. This brother right here was the one that created the long distance airplanes. He also worked with the Sam's Akem Trading Company, which was said to be one of the first African corporations to do business with the Europeans in the United States. So, oh, you seen Renoko? Yeah, you saw Renoko. Hold on, let me go back. They had a picture of Renoko Rashidi right there, right? Where you at? Here go the great ancestor right here, captioned up with Renoko Rashidi, the great ancestor. Yeah. I mean, Snuggles, I understand why, but that's why I'm teaching. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, Snuggles. I get it. But we got to have our own politics. So fuck the Republicans, fuck the Democrat shit, because we were sold out by both of them too. And I'm coming with that information too. I'm gonna show you how the Republican Party tricked us and how we went over to the Democratic Party and we've been stuck here ever since. So we got to have our own politics based on and being able to compete. Right. I mean, well, I understand Latinos. Well, you got a lot of Afro Latinos. So you got Latino history, but then you have African or Afro Latino history that I'm going to be teaching too. I'm going to be teaching about Antonio Maceo and his mother of Cuba, the greatest Cuban freedom fighter of all time, Antonio Maceo. I'm gonna break that down too. That's coming. You know, we talk about Cuba, we get into my mother's side of the family. So that's coming. We covered Mary M Deli. She was the first African American woman to receive a PhD in chemistry in the United States. So whenever these women is talking about women greatness, look at this, Raymond. When they talk about women greatness, it start with this one. I mean, you got women like Mary Bethune-McLeod, Shirley Chisholm, and all them. Here we go. Yeah, black grandmothers. You damn right, Jose. Jose, where you from, Jose M? Where you from? Afros, excuse type of right. So we covered Mary M. Deli, and then we covered this brother here, Richard Spikes. So this is another brother that created every goddamn thing. I mean, every damn thing. When you get on the trolley, I want you to think of this man here. Oh, okay, yeah. He said, Jose M. Hold on a second, y'all.
What? No, I said, yeah, so many cities from before. TJ.
Hold on a second. All right. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to put this thing in real quick. Okay. All right, yeah. So I want y'all to remember this brother here. He was very important. I'm a unshare the screen now. Let me unshare the screen because I'm done with this part of the segment. Hold on a second. Yeah, let me bring it back. Let me Moses, you still in the chat, Moses? Let me do this real quick. Hold on. Let me do this. Damn, man. 1 second. Because I think that give me a second, y'all. Where the hell is my Let me send the link.
Give me a tune.
Hold on, Moses. I'm sending you the link now. Give me a second, y'all. I'm sending the links. Where the hell is Richie at, man? All right. Let me come back now. Let me share the screen. Let me sit up real quick so y'all can see me. All right, yeah. So that was a presentation for you guys. Apples are still free. Afros, even if they came way before. Right. Yeah. We shouldn't argue Aboriginal and African, man. We all oppressed people, man, and we all the same family. We all the same people. Like, we got to get out of that mentality of arguing and separating and saying fuck each other. We all the same. I believe that this information is very important. This information is vital to our children. We must teach our children this information. It's paramount that they learn this stuff, so that way they can know who they are going forward. Like my brother Amin Tech said, we got to teach our kids the sciences of now going forward, but we got to also teach them what their grandfathers and great grandfathers brought to the table, so that way they'll understand that they have the ability to do these things. Come on, Moses, I sent you the link, so come on in. Who else in the chat? Let's see. Damn, I ain't see Janice in a minute, man. Yeah, we just gotta understand. We gotta understand our greatness, man. Like we don't get it. Like we don't get how great we are. I talk about this all the time about suffering from the Freddy Krueger effect, and we lost our ability to dream. We lost our ability to use our common sense. We lost our ability to think. So we react to everything. We don't think that we can achieve greatness. So every fucking chance I get, every time I come live, I'm coming with this information. So y'all gonna already know when George come on. If I ain't doing the news or we not doing a lecture, I'm showing black excellence. I'm showing black greatness. So you coming in, Moses? If not, I'm gonna shut it down. It's time to take a trip. It's time to take the Virginia trip to learn more about my family. Right, TK. Yeah, I got a lot of family down in Virginia. Oh yeah, I got a lot of family down in Virginia. I got a lot of family up in Eastern Shore, Maryland, and down in Georgia, and then down over in the Caribbean. So unmute yourself, Moses. Tell me what you thought about the presentation, bro.
Nah, that was excellent work right there, brother George, man. Peace to the family, peace to those in the chat, man. Hey, nah, you blessed us right now, man. There's a lot of information. Even though I attended an HBCU, Morehouse College, you talked about one of the influencers of our first black president, John Hope, which was your segment on John Wesley Gilbert. And then there's just so much that you can even go even further on. Like you would kind of touch the surface, like what were the conditions that they were going through? What was the majority of Africans going through? How vital was it for a classical education to be available for John Wesley Gilbert, and then for him to be able to take that education and then go all the way back to like what did they call it, like Eritrea or whatever it is in Greece,
right?
And that's vital, right? Because we're looking at civilizations and the origins of civilizations. When you're talking about archaeology, you're talking about people whose minds can grasp Kemet, and they're hungry for this information. And you see it now, and you see it in their colors, you see it in their Ankh symbols, you see it all in the music of today. These young folks, women with their tattoos. I even saw a stripper on Instagram, not in real life. No, I saw a professional dancer, and she had like a Ankh, so she was like conscious, but her physical form self, her body is still worldly. She's still in the capitalist system. She's still trying to get money by hook or by crook the best way that she can. She's gonna get it out these streets, but she still wants to be conscious. And so it's like, wow, they're gravitating to the information and they don't have anything to counterbalance it. Essentially, they don't have the knowledge that African Americans went out and established that information. I was like, look, 3,000 years before Christ, when we were looking at the dynastic periods, when we were looking at building temples in Egypt, they weren't even still good on pottery yet. They still couldn't even make a drinking cup or a bowl to eat their grain out of. And this is the guy who went there and actually found that information, John Wesley Gilbert. I mean, and then archaeology, you'll hear a lot of people say today, I really want to travel, but they don't know they don't know what to do with it. The brother who was studying insects, Charles Henry Turner, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know that there's information out there, there's resources, there's scholarships, there's grant, there's so much that you can do with it. But because they don't see that as a dream, what they do see, like you said, they don't dream the Freddy Krueger effect. What they do see is these sports and these entertainers, and that's what they can see it, they can relate to it, they hear the music, they know that they can, that's something tangible right now. And so they're being grafted out of their intellectual positions and grafted into a lower self. So yeah, man, so many other points I could go on, but you know me, I got to get permission to be long-winded nowadays. I go all day.
You can be long-winded. You can go in now, because I just, what do you think about the brother, damn, what the hell was the brother name? Hold on. Let me share the screen real quick while you in there. I want to get your opinion on some of these guys, man.
I can tell you, Frederick McKinley Jones, 1893 to 1961, the frozen food industry was born. Without that refrigerator, we don't know how deep it is, and we really can't quantify it. But without that refrigerator, the Sears catalog, the home, the feminist movement in the 1920s, and trying to have the woman's place firmly fixed at home before she was able to go out into society and find a job that can compete. The wars that was going on, so the military contract. Somebody put in Serco. Serco is one of those companies that specializes in logistics and details of military type things, military contracts. They did things for Raytheon. They do things with healthcare, but big government type contracts. So without that refrigerator, way back in the day, none of the transport of food, none of the agricultural commodities that we're able to ship, country to country. There's so much that just that patent and just that capability, that technology is now able to do, especially in the area of industrialization. But just the patent itself isn't even the tip of the iceberg. I mean, you need that patent 70 years later. What is it? Patents go for the life of the inventor plus 70 years. So if he died in when did he die?
I'll tell you.
61.
Yeah.
61. So in 30, that whole patent comes back out. It's available.
Yeah, he also invented the tickets that you got for the movies that he sold to RCA, and then he created the portable X-ray that you carry around.
Yeah. The movies, that is a part of culture. American culture is Hollywood. Everywhere else they go in the world, they want to know about the movies. They know about our people who are on that screen. I mean, but just that refrigerator, no Sears. You know, General Electric, the company that did the financing for that refrigerator 80 some odd years ago. You know what, they were what was it, like 3 years ago, their stock market value was like $800 billion.
Right.
That's not including all the money that they've made off of the years, all of the homes and the lives that they've improved, the quality of the home. Right now, I don't know what we would do if we still had the big block ice, everything.
And guess what? Guess what, Moses? At least 40% of that money is ours. From our people made it. They made it. This dude freaking, is this the one? Hold on. He was this the one that was, yeah. He attached skis to the undercarriage of an old airplane body and attached the airplane propeller to the motor, and was soon whisking doctors down through high speeds. He created basically a snow machine. He created a snowmobile. Yeah, it's a snowmobile, man. Like, look, watch this though. What you think about this brother here though? Look, at your job, when you go to your job, you get on elevators, right? Can you hear me? Oh, you probably muted this. Will you mute your mic? You there? Oh, hold on. Let's see what happened. He done fell out. He done fell off. I gotta wait for him to come back in. Right. Yeah. What you say, brother Jose? They probably venting right now as we speak. Yeah. was a plantation. My dad. Yeah, we got family that come from Virginia down in Gretna, Virginia. That whole town of Gretna, Virginia was built on a plantation, sulfur plantation, down in Gretna, Virginia. I actually did a video down there. Yeah, so Virginia has a long history of the Negro, the slaves brought here, and the blacks, the natives that was there that was classified as Negroes. So Virginia and South Carolina has a long history. Are you back? You back? You fell off for a minute.
Yeah, man, that was wifey. You know, when wifey calls, I answer. I ain't know. I'm Beta Simp 3000. Give me a rap name. When wifey calls, I answer.
Damn right. Hey, look, let me ask you. What do you when you go to your job, right? You get on an elevator, right?
Every day.
Every day. So when you get on the elevator, did you ever think of this man, Miles Alexander?
Never even knew about him.
Where are you going with your family? You never even thought, like, this dude created the fucking elevator, the electric elevator doors.
Never knew about it. The dude who you was talking about, who made all of the car components, the transmission and all of that.
Oh, we going to him. We going to him next.
Oh, okay. I'm jumping the gun. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, we going to him. But just think about this though. How many elevators is throughout the world, Moses?
Man, that's the highlight of the world, is having a tall building.
So what did we got our just due for him creating this, and we was able to pass down that wealth within our communities from our all of our inventions and creations that we brought to the table?
Yes, sir.
So let me move over. Let me move over to the last bro before because see, I didn't even do him. I didn't even do him. Daniel Howell Williams was one of the first physicians to perform open heart surgery in the United States and founded a hospital with an interracial staff.
Now the guy with the who did all the cars.
Yeah. I'm going to him. Here you go, right here. Here you go.
Spikes. Yeah, that's my guy Spikes. The trolley and all the transmission parts, and basically made the car. You know, Ford doesn't go anywhere. The real Pookie doesn't go anywhere. Our entire industry had been made. Detroit had been made off of that vehicle. Mobility. Every society has to be mobile. If your society isn't mobile, then you're not growing.
This dude right here, right? We can go over before we get off, right? We can go over to what he did, right? Now we can go over it one more time, just so people can understand what this dude did.
How huge it is, even today.
He did. All right. I'm gonna do all. We're gonna do all his inventions. Then we're gonna get out of here. He did on April 9th, 1907. He created the beer tapper for the kegs. Now they still use the beer tapper today. Am I right or wrong?
Yep.
He created that. So white folks is getting, dude, I'm stoked. Dude, I'm smashed. And they thinking about all that when they got the beer tapper. And they see you walk in, they should say thank you. They shouldn't call you a nigga. Dude, I'm smashed. They got the fucking keg joint. We made this shit. But he'll be using the beer thing and be calling you a nigga at the same time. That's the miseducation, ignorance. So let's see. He also made so the beer tapper was a connected keg, a tap used tub tubing to ease and release a beer from the barrel while improving freshness over time. This technology is still used today. Spikes also, his next invention was for the self-locking rack billet cues. I don't even know what that is. What it was a self-locking rack. What is that? You know what that is, Moses?
Yeah, like when you make the ball into the in pool, you shoot pool, you make it in the pocket, then it rolls all the way down to the thing.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
That's where it locks at the bottom. It used to just drop in a little pocket, and they had like little things there. But now you can charge people on the pool table because the balls go down to a little section where it locks off at, and that's why you pay $1, $2, or whatever per game. So
he created that. Then he created a device. Spike's device will automatically pull. So he created the pull. He created and later Spikes now. Hold on. He created the trolley pole arrestor. That was a device that will automatically pull pull down the pole when the circuit is broken to prevent the breaking of the trolley wire and injury to the pole. So he created that pole that's the go between the trolley and the wires that's up in the sky. That pole that keeps the trolley running. He created that shit. So when you go on a trolley, you got to think about this dude. He the one that make the trolley. He the one got the trolley going. He created including the brake testing machine, a phonograph for conveying electrical currents to trolley wires. So he created the phonograph for electrical currents to go through trolley wires. So when you see a trolley, you got to think of this man again. Thomas, what are you getting? No. Get the waters that you had when y'all was drinking.
We drunk them all.
These boys, man. That's my sons and them running wild, man. All right. He also created a device to obtain average samples and temperatures for tank liquids for the automobile industry. He also watch this. He also created a device. He also created an improved gear shift transmission system, Moses, for your car.
That's the one.
Like, are you serious? Where's our money? I need to know where's our check? Like, if we got all our money, we would never need reparations. And we did all this at the time when we was being oppressed.
It's almost like you don't need reparations, you need justice.
Right.
If you only had justice, that would be enough.
We wouldn't even need that.
It's still ours. We want it back.
Now watch this, right? The gear. He created a horizontal swinging barber chair. So that's the chair that spins around, right?
Yep.
God damn! How many of those are in shops around the world?
Oh, them the good ones too. You go to a shop, if that chair don't swing, man, you out of luck, man.
And finally,
that's the good one.
He created a automatic brake system for your cars. All of those inventions, the best are those are the ones related to automotive technology. Spikes aim to help the gears for various speeds and constant mesh, enhancing the turn of the century invention of automatic transmissions. His automatic brake safety system was also significant, according to the patent applications. So let me share, man. Listen, man. I don't know what to tell him, Moses. I don't know what to say, bro. I just
tell them we are greatness. We are from the same DNA of greatness. We still are, always have been. Under the oppressive systems, under Jim Crow, people want to ignore it now and say we're not under it, but you still are. The patent courts are already still there. The industries are still there. The extractions of the goods and resources, the land to which these precious materials and ores and minerals are still located, all of that is still under centralized power. And because it's still under centralized power, we have to keep having these conversations. We have to keep building with one another so that we can start to leverage and tap into our own intellect, man. We got it. We got it. Some people can get more scientific when they know that science is no longer shunned upon. If we got to overcome the obstacle in the education, the K through 12 education system of that kid is smart, or he's a smart aleck, he's the smart guy, and everybody just wants to cheat off his test, but then throw him under the bus, then that's where we got to go. If we need more black men in the school system, even if it's just parent volunteers, then that's what we got to do. But it starts with these conversations that allow us to get beyond our limits right now. We started to believe the hype. We drank the Kool-Aid that oppression was good for us, that this society was good for us. And that's where we're shooting ourselves in the foot, Brother George.
Yeah, and I agree, bro. Yeah, I agree. Man, I don't even know what else to say, bro. Like, as we transition our way on, transition on our way on out of here. Wait a minute, hold on for a second. Hold on 1 second. Oh man. I'm trying to type in something. I typed in the wrong thing.
Let me say one more thing before you close out.
Go ahead.
To those in the chat, there's something that you got to know. There was a lot of wars going on. A lot of these technologies were used and they went straight. If they could have a military purpose, they took it because that militarization or the military science of a civilization or of any nation is critical. That is the critical component. So one of the sisters in the chat room was very, she was happy about the fact that she's finally gone off and purchased herself a self-defense weapon, a tool. And now she's in the stages of now how does she train to use it, clean it, and do all of those things. These are the successes that we need to hear, not the stories about Chicago and a truck. That's not the case. We got to get back to the mentality that says we are responsible for ourselves, and if we are all we got, then that's all we ever needed.
Yeah.
Big love, man. Respect. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Stay on though, because I'm gonna holler at you on a hangout real quick.
Yes,
Yeah. But I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for staying and watching and getting edified and getting this information. Like I said, I just want to thank all y'all for coming, man. Man, this information is vital. I don't think it's any more that I need to say. So remember, I love my people more than they hate themselves. And I pray to the universal creator most high that these words was enough to inspire you. These words was enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and make change. These words was enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change. I hope that this information was enough to just make you want to share this to the world, show it to your children, teach them the greatness of where they come from. Teach them that they wasn't just, they don't have to aspire to just be basketball players and athletes and entertainers and all the just the stuff that they told us that's the only thing that we can be. Show them that we were great and we created things that the world benefits from. The North American Negro, our imprint and stamp is on it. We come from greatness and we are great. So remember, I love y'all. To the next time, peace.
Chick want me to send you what's your link? What's your link?
I gotta send it to you. What are you doing? Where you going? Where you going? Cooper down on that. Come here. That's what crazy, don't it?
Be safe. No.